Hello, and welcome to 97.9 Unity Radio, the best sports show in all of Worcester, Massachusetts, in all of Central Massachusetts, in all of Connecticut, in all of Vermont, in all of New Hampshire, in all of Rhode Island, and all of Delaware. I think that Maine, too. I think that pretty much covers all of New England. And I have to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon Partners, they are one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in wealth management, retirement planning, and employee benefits. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of Husky Talk. We also have Pete Finch in the Finch Law Firm. If you suffered any type of personal injury, a slip and fall, a construction beam hit you at a site, your mother-in-law tried to run you over with her car, the Finch firm is you. Peter has won battles all over the state of Connecticut, and he will go to war for you to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. All you have to do is go to his website, and it's thefinchfirm.com to get a free consultation. We have Green Street Trust International, operated by Rennell Jump. They offer a variety of services, but they specialize in tax plans for businesses. They will save you money or get you a nice big fat return. And to schedule your free consultation with Rennell and his team, just go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Coach, I'm sorry, I have one more. We have Dynamic Human Performance, owned and operated by legendary UConn running back Andre Dixon. With boys and girls of all ages, of all sports, and he trains them throughout the day. He will make you great and help you reach your potential. He also started a brand new athletic development program, which you pick the sport of your choice. He will train you from the ground up and develop you to make sure you become the best you can possibly be. And that's at dynamichumanperformance.com to join Andre Dixon. And now for the man of the hour, my former coach at the University of Connecticut and the former head coach at Towson University, the man himself, Rob Ambrose. Coach.
Stop.
Great to see you.
Was all that. That's the most I've ever heard in my life, Steve. Stop. It's great to see you, sir, though. And I'm glad to see this is taking off. This is awesome.
You know what? It took off because.
Oh, I just lost all of you. I lost you, buddy. Hold on, Stevie. Can't hear a word. Yeah, I'm good. Got nothing. I'm gonna try this.
Muted myself. Even the best. And now you're muted. Okay, we're good now.
That'll work. That's me.
We're off to a banner start, Coach. Banner. Right. So I was so excited that I had the chance to speak with you and Coach Johnson last week. We talked to Coach Johnson came on. We talked about a number of different things. And now that I had you, I wanted to get your point of view, basically, with, well, college football, the transfer portal, and NIL. And it just seems like it's getting bigger and bigger, more out of control. There's no loyalty. There's no development of players. I looked at UConn's roster. UConn took 12 freshmen, and the rest were transfers. And I get, Coach had said that you're replacing a 22-year-old with an 18-year-old kid. It doesn't work. And I also understand, being a head coach, the pressure you're under. You don't have 3 years to win. I mean, they want you to win now. So it's changed the game. I don't necessarily think it's for the better. Lynn said that they had talked maybe 10 years ago about doing something like this and trying to, cap it, trying to put some parameters behind it, and they failed to do so. Do you think it's just of really the NCAA not having any guts or gumption to just step in and take charge? Are they that afraid of the conferences pulling away? Why do you think the NCAA was so hesitant to do anything? And now that it's gotten to this point, is there any way to roll it back?
No, you can't roll it back. I'll just start there. You can't. You already let the genie out of the bottle, and there's really no coming back from that. How did we get here? I'll flat out lack of leadership, lack of vision.
Yeah.
A bunch of fat cats enjoying getting paid on the backs of kids and good programs and big ball games and TV contracts and all of that. And it wasn't ignorance.
No, not at all. I mean, they knew.
They knew. And they used the guise of the amateur athlete umbrella to cover their. And well, I want to say the guise of the amateur athlete, I believe in the student athlete. I truly believe.
I do too.
How this became what it became. That this was an opportunity for student athletes to be able to go to college for free. And because of that, they got to represent their university that paid for them to go to school so they could get a high quality education, play the game they love, and represent the university doing that. And because of the connections and that experience, you were clearly going to have a head start on life that normal kids who just went to college and did college stuff had when they got out. I believed in that entire process.
Exactly.
I believe it exists somewhere in the world today. But I'm going to say this. And it's honest to God truth. I can't tell you the name. Okay. Well, no, I'll give you this. I talked to 2 former Power 5 head coaches today that are friends of mine. Okay. Very short conversations in both. One of which verbatim said to me, I do not miss the job.
I know. I can believe it.
The football junkie guy who I've known for over 30 years said, I do not miss the job. The other guy sent me a video with some Caribbean music in the background and said, hey, bro, love you. Let's talk next week. I don't think he's real banged out about it either. If you look at basketball, it doesn't matter the sport. The good guys who have done it well for a long time, they were all hung it up because this is completely untenable. And anyone that tells you anything different is like selling you something. The way it is right now is completely untenable. We took no responsibility. We had no vision whatsoever. We had no thoughtful guidance. And then we just walked in and said, screw it. We're backed into a corner, open Pandora's box. And it's not our fault now. No, you are the governing guidance of all of this. It is exactly your fault.
You had to say. My other question to you, and I asked Lyndon this last week. Do you think any of this would have happened if COVID occurred? Do you think the transfer portal? Do you think the NIL? You think it still was
going to happen anyway?
It was coming around regardless.
This was all coming.
That didn't play a factor.
COVID just kind of lit a fire on everything, but it was coming anyway.
Yeah, and that's what's so scary when you look at these rosters. And I would even ask you as a head coach, if you're looking at the transfer portal and you've seen kids that have transferred 2, maybe 3 times already, is that a red flag to you? Or if they can play, they can play?
5 years ago, 10 years ago, if you were in that cycle, and I'm like, how many schools do you transfer from? That's a huge scarlet letter on your chest kind of thing. And, all right, what the hell's wrong with you? Because it's not the other schools, it's you. Now, I'll give it perspective. If you were constantly transferring in Division 2 to Division 2, I know that's nuts right now. But now there's money involved at every level. So I'm just going to take foot out of it and put base in front of it. because now basically that's what this is.
Yeah.
The major league, AAA, double it, right? And the higher you go, the better you can get paid theoretically. And that's a loose shell of what this really is. Who's got the money at the top? And everybody's trying to get money playing this sport.
And the other thing that's crazy is this is the first season where schools are allowed to actually technically pay players based off of the television revenue. And it's capped at $22 million per school. And the only schools that can pay that are the SEC and the Big Ten because they have the massive television budgets to do so. Do you see either other conferences maybe merging together? Do you see more schools being added? Do you see maybe some of the better FCS schools being asked to move up? Because there's no way to make this competitive is what I don't like. There's no parity. There's
no leadership, so there's nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And
to be honest, like it's just whether it's this or politics or your house, like you have to screw it up enough to clean it up, right? Yes. And to be honest, like, so right now we all know it's screwed up, and we've heard horror stories in year one, year two, like. Right? What about the kid who didn't get paid, so he walked?
Yep, the UNLV. Yep,
yeah,
I remember that.
They're like, oh, okay. So here's like, and there's going to be stories after stories until it's so bloody that the uproar arises, and we go, okay, we really have to do something. We really have to do something. In the meantime, what you're going to see is power conferences. If you have the opportunity. God help you if you're a group of 4 school in a state where you are nowhere near a market.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not part of a TV market. I don't care what kind of school you don't fit the profile anymore. However, and I'll just say like I use a school like Towson. And not that they would do this, but if they had the vision to do this, yes, they would move up into the mix because of the money, because they're in a media market. There is, you say Maryland's in DC, Towson's Baltimore, you could have that market. So it's going to be money driven completely with zero guardrails right up until there's enough blood on the floor that we all decide to come together, be smart. Somebody steps up to be a leader, and we have some direction.
The other thing I saw that really blew my mind was, a lot of the schools have tried to fight back and regulate some of the transferring, and they've put into these NIL deals some parameters that I make the kids employees, which they're obviously not. And it's like, I know they are. The NCAA doesn't consider them that, but they put it where if you decide to transfer before the end of your NIL deal, which in most cases, that's just how it's going to be based how they're signed, you have to pay back the money. That's what they're trying to do.
What contract is that, right? So first we're going to get to, we have to have contracts.
Yes.
Then we're going to get to, well, now the kids are getting screwed by the contracts. So now we have to have guidelines for the contracts. This is why this entire scene is untenable. While the NFL has been doing this for how many years and has created the box and the rules and the laws, and there's only 32 teams and there's only 50 something, right? But now we're going to take 350 teams and with no guidance whatsoever. So and every guy that I talk to and that does what I do, that have guys have been head coaches for a long time, guys have been in the business for a long time, they all say the same thing. If we're going to keep doing this, I either want to coach professional football or I want to coach like Division III.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise you're going to be pulling your hair out.
Because that's the only 2 places where you're actually coaching football to get better and win. The rest of the time, you're chasing the bag.
Exactly.
And that's like, I hate to say it, but for the football purists, that's not it. You don't get better chasing the bag.
No.
You know what I mean? You get better because of the people in your life while you were working. It's just So
that's exactly what Lyndon said. No, it is. And, I just remember, obviously, the good teams that we had at UConn were because we weren't getting, the 4-star kids. We weren't even getting some of the 3-star kids. You guys were getting, the 2-star kids and some of the kids nobody wanted, but you put an emphasis on developing them, redshirting them. And then over time,
had more hair until you played tackle. The fuck?
I know.
Right? So I'm serious, but we remember where you were and remember where you got to be, and where we were as a group and where we got to be as a group. And those stories, that living, ask every single one of those guys. How about Matt Kataya? Try that. Matt Kataya.
Yes. Yep.
I'd speak all the time. I get paid to speak all the time, all over the country, right? I'm speaking in Oklahoma and a high school coach's clinic. And we're done. And out of the back comes, and I'm like, no effing way. Like, I can't tell you how many years that's been. I have no idea. But I just looked at him. I go, yeah, he can still run some routes. He could definitely run some routes.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He could still put it down. Yeah, he's from Buffalo, from all the way Western New York. I never, ever would have imagined that he would be up there in Oklahoma.
Coaching high school football.
That's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Now, on the flip side, I mean, your brother has just an amazing opportunity now, and he's going into just Albany's a great program. They redid their facilities. They've been doing well for years, and coach left. He steps in. He's got to be thrilled to do it. I mean, because he still has a level of those players who love the sport, want to win, and it's not all about the money. It's got to be a little bit of a different atmosphere than what would be expected. Oh
yeah, this is like, first of all, he like my little brother. I could not. I'm gushing like I could not be more proud.
No, I know.
And our father passed in October, and I know he is just cheesing right now, and he's long overdue to be this. In his career, he is like the luckiest guy.
It's all about timing. Yeah.
Injured player, ended up at Shepherd as a student assistant coach, and graduated from there under a guy named Monty Cater, who's Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Gets a GA. We get him a GA with Casey Keeler at Delaware, where he gets to win a national championship. Work with Joe Flacco.
Oh my God! Wow.
And Casey's probably going to go to Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he worked for some idiot at Towson for like a decade. I don't know who.
Yes, I don't know about that guy.
but then afterwards, he went back to Delaware to be the OC to work with Danny Rocco, right? Who's a great head coach. Then he goes to Albany to work with Greg Cattuso. Who's going to go in the Hall of Fame, right?
He's the man. Yeah.
And he gets to be around Bob Ford, who is as close to the pagan god of New England football as it gets. Right?
Yes.
Albany doesn't exist without Bob Ford. And
does not.
This is where he ends up, and he gets a chance to drive the bus. He wakes up every day with the biggest cheesy grin
on his face.
12-year-old on the phone. I'm so happy for him. But when I say this, he also knows he's lived the business. He's been in good programs, and he's seen programs that needed to be built up, and he knows the ins and outs. But we both developed this mentality a couple years ago. Once the transfer portal came, and cost of attendance was a big deal. FCS kids are getting stolen away all the time, and you start treating this like, okay, if it's gonna get this bad, we need to start training, teaching everything in a 2-year scale, like a junior college when it comes to X's and O's, and because we're not going to have them that long,
right?
Because they're going to get pilfered,
right?
And 100%. Very few times are we going to get to develop those kids for a long period of time, and he has done a masterful job in a short period of time on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he got Reese Poffenberger to go there.
Yeah.
Reese is in North Texas.
Texas, yeah.
He was in Miami. He got,
my brother's
going to be like, I said the one thing I really didn't want to ever do was to have a job where I had to wear purple every day. I'm just not that guy. But I tell you what, right now, I'm not working anywhere. I'm not at Maryland anymore. I'm going to wear the hell out of purple this year. I'm going to be the biggest Albany Dane geek.
You're going to be a great Dane. Yes. And as you should. And
he's got it. Like he does. He has been around so many good head coaches that have all allowed him to be a part of the process. That, like, he was complaining when he wasn't a head coach. I'm like, dude, when this time comes, you're going to be a very experienced first head coach. So just smile and enjoy the ride. And now that he's sitting in the car driving, he's like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, he gets it now. No, that's so great that he got that opportunity. And it really is about timing and paying your dues. And he did all that, and it paid off for him. And I think it's going to be a wonderful experience there. They care about football. They've done such a great job building a culture there, and he's going to take it to the next level, which is very impressive. Switching gears, my other question was the NCAA tournament. How would you say your bracket would be doing?
Okay, so here's the deal.
Oh, now we got a story.
So we know it's a dull story. So when I was a kid, I was like a Boy Scout. You know what I mean? Like
I don't believe that. Okay.
I was also a 3-sport athlete. So eventually, like at some point in time, I gave up the track to Eagle Scout to just keep being a 3-sport athlete.
Right.
But I'm that type of follow the rules nerd. Okay.
Yeah, of course. That's not a nerd. That's not respectable.
When they made the whole any form, like I can't bet on, Amish race. I don't know. Like, how's that going to affect my job? But
I know
when I can't do that, but they made the rules.
Yes.
And no, but I'm serious. Like I say this all the time. Like in recruiting, back in the old days, like we didn't. You remember we didn't cheat to recruit.
No, you couldn't.
And I had guys like, hey man, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I go, dude. It ain't about getting him. When he gets to campus, how the hell would you expect him to actually listen to you?
Yeah.
His 100%. First interaction with you was breaking the rules.
Yeah.
What kind of lead? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
people with
I'm
text
boring. Okay, I'm
illegal.
boring. I don't fill out a bracket anymore. I just watch.
You just enjoy it. Yeah.
And I just beg for good games. That's all.
That's all it is.
There's no football anymore. I just beg for good games.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. As long as you get good games and it's entertaining, it's doing its job. And it's funny because
Find me a Cinderella somewhere.
Just give me something like that. And it's funny because every year there's somebody that sticks out, and everyone had been talking about Arkansas and Arkansas winning and going on, and Arkansas beating St. John's. I'm like, Arkansas's got John Calipari. I don't think they're an underdog to anyone. I don't know who thought that.
It's old heads out there. Yep.
My God, it's Arkansas. It's John Calipari. He's going to take that team as far as they can go. And he flat out comes out and he tells the kids, when you're here, you're going to play a year, maybe 2. I'll do the best I can and help your draft stock. I mean, he tells them right off the bat, you're going to have a chance at the NBA. And I'm going to do everything I can to get you there.
Okay. That's okay.
It is.
And if I were a junior college coach, that's my job. Like, I'd be excited about that job.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm supposed to take you from 18 to 22 and make you not ready just to play ball somewhere but actually be ready to be successful in life, because you will stop playing football sometime.
You will.
I miss that. I don't want to miss that. I gotta find a way in my job to not miss that anymore.
And they don't see that at all. They don't see that at all. Everyone thinks they're going to play football forever. And the other thing that drives me nuts is now so many of these, every coach now has to re-recruit their own kids to keep them from the portal.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, as long as there's not tampering.
Yes, right.
Re-recruiting is not re-recruiting. It is just how you act with your players on a daily basis.
Yeah.
If you're a flaming ass all the time, and then it's the end of the semester and the portal opens up, and you're going to be a nice guy, like that's a re-recruitment. No.
Yeah. No.
Like, you should be communicating with your kids all the time. That your door should be open all the time. Like there should never be I didn't know. No, you are going to ask questions. We're going to communicate. I'm going to teach you how to have the uncomfortable conversation that's in the benefit of you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And that's recruiting while you have them.
Yes.
Teaching them, helping them academically, giving them life skills, working out their female problems. Okay, I don't miss now that I'm not that coach. I don't miss that part. But
No.
you're going to re-recruit them? No, man, you got to just love them like your own kids.
The whole time.
And if you have a bunch of kids and you have like lots of kids, well, not all your kids are good kids, and you have to figure out how to parent them kids too. And same with your team. Like I don't buy that crap at all. When they talk about now, the minute there's outside sources and the kid goes, school X is going to pay me blank amount of money, and you only pay me this.
Then we have an issue. Yes, that I get.
And to be honest, the head coach shouldn't be saying who's getting paid. Like he should kind of, and he shouldn't, because it's the head coach and the GM, and it's like
there's so many people. Yeah,
we're not built for this yet. We're not.
No, and they're trying to. I mean, they're trying to put NFL front offices like in the place of college sports, especially with Belichick at North Carolina, bringing his GM in, trying to manage the finances.
That's going to help set a mold. Yeah,
I think they need to. Because the head coach already has so much on his plate.
It's too much. It's too much.
That's just another added layer.
How it was in year 3 was nowhere what it was in year 14. No, night and day difference.
No,
and it's not because I got older.
No, I wouldn't believe that. No, and you didn't get older. We lie on the podcast all the time, so you're still 28. You can just say that.
Oh, I am not 28, dude. I'm the most. What do I used to say? I'm the most experienced 35-year-old you ever met in your life.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
38 maybe 40.
I'll take that. My other question, because there's been so much debate about it, and I saw some of the film. The draft's coming up, and a lot of people obviously have their camps and what some teams should do. Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. I mean, if you saw them or had a chance to look at them, who do you think is the better quarterback between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward? Do you think it's close?
Do I think it's close? Yeah, I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, it is.
I know which one I'd rather have.
I'd rather have Cam Ward, but that's just me. I listen. I love Shedeur and everything he does on the field. I just worry about what he may do off of it.
Dude, it's just like recruiting.
Yes.
Like, you evaluate the kid, right? His grades, all this stuff, who the kid is, and then you evaluate the parents.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's how much of a pain in the ass are the parents going to be?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not any different.
It's not. No.
And now, which kid grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and which kid grew up with nothing and worked his way up?
Exactly.
Now, hold on. Now, that's not judgment. You could say this about linemen.
Yeah.
Blank players. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't care who the guy's dad is. I just said it's just like recruiting, and you got to evaluate where this kid comes from and how much of a pain in the ass and how much baggage, noise, interference that those parents are going to bring to the table.
Yeah, which you don't want to have to deal with for however many years they stay.
You see how much money you can make out of that. Jerry Jones might like that.
So we brought it up because of Lyndon being such a Jets fan. He says big Jets fan, and they've just struggled, and everything that went on with Aaron Rodgers this past year. Do you think it's a situation where he knows he didn't obviously come close to expectations and wants to come back and play again? Or do you see him potentially just shutting it down?
I think that when he joined the Jets, all his bluff and bluster, it was real. It's completely real.
I believe it too.
That injury is ridiculous.
Yeah, the Achilles. Yes,
it is. It's just ridiculous. And to say you're going to get a turn around that fast, like nobody believed. Like it's not magic. You can't.
No,
that doesn't work.
No.
I had a kid that did that and said, "Oh yeah, it's great." It's like blew me miles, and he blew his knee out more. Like it's terrible.
You can't fight science.
Everyone knew that. However, you can keep talking about it for a while and make some money on TV and radio and stuff like this. For Aaron, I think it killed him. He was ready, and his ego wanted New York.
His
ego wanted New York bad, and he wants the challenge. He wants the next challenge, and I love and respect it for it. You don't get better unless you're doing this. So I think he was crushed. I think he's a competitor, so he pushed himself way too fucking hard. I said that again. Sorry.
You can swear. It's okay.
I'm allowed.
I just bleep it out. I can bleep it out. It's okay. Yeah, you're fine.
But he's a super competitor. So
yes,
right. I think he's stuck.
Yeah,
because now he's like, I don't want to go out like this.
I don't want to go out like this.
I got to prove it one more time. But that's hard. When you say that, and then you have to look in the mirror, like, can I actually pull this off?
Do you they've mentioned, obviously the Giants and the Steelers. Do you have any inkling, which would be the best fit for him? I can't figure he'd want to stay in New York.
He needs a specific type of head coach.
Yes. I agree with that.
He needs a guy he can get along with, who is a defensive-minded coach who's pretty much going to let him do whatever the hell he wants. And the head coach's got to be a defensive guy, and the offensive coordinator's got to be his guy. That's the only way he can function. If not, his ridiculousness will be dysfunctional to everybody else.
Which the Jets did. I mean, they gave him Nathaniel Hackett.
Yep.
That was his guy. They brought in Lazard as a receiver. They traded for Devontae Adams. They gave him pretty much what he wanted.
It's tough, man.
He just there he is. Coach Schumann.
Hey.
Coach Ambrose.
Sir.
I'm going to see this guy very soon.
How you doing, bud?
Yes. We brought him on Moneyline. He's been great. Frank had to run to the store.
Fire me now from Moneyline.
No. I can't fire you as much as I would want to. I can't fire you.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair
no, we were talking because I know you and we've talked about the transfer portal and the NIL and all that. And Coach was just saying how there's no leadership and it's just way out of control. And there's no way that it's ever going to go back.
The words were untenable. The current situation as it stands is just untenable.
Yeah.
It's just we're just going to be watching dumpster fire after fireworks. They're going to celebrate over here, and it's going to be a dumpster fire over here. And they're going to celebrate over here, and there's going to be a dumpster fire over here. And then it's going to be that way for a while until there's enough, like I said, until there's enough blood on the floor that, okay, just like Major League Baseball, when they had to come up with profit share, like Milwaukee can't keep up with New York. So
no,
it just won't happen, right? Eventually.
Oh, you're right.
But it's like this in every professional league.
That's a good idea. Revenue sharing. Yeah.
What's the, what's the league? Wild times. But
no,
how about this? How about conference championship games?
Oh, yeah.
Why on earth would you ever play one?
They're away at this point. I mean, they're just an extra game that's away.
We're actually saying this in college football. We're actually logically saying out loud, we shouldn't be playing conference championship games. And we're all agreeing. So we're just going to take a shotgun to the history of college football. Right? For the college football playoff.
Yeah, because it screws everything up a lot of the times with the conference championship games. If the team that is supposed to win doesn't win, and it keeps other teams out of the playoffs, which was the frustration.
It's hurt.
What do you think about the expansion? You know, if they do go to the 14 teams like they want.
Oh, I'm fine. It's great.
Yeah.
You can do some skiing. Yeah. I have been involved in a.
Yes.
I find this hysterical. That like, how do we do this? We don't understand how we do it. They go, dude,
we've been doing it.
AAA does this right below you. We've been doing this our entire life.
I know we don't count, but yeah, we've been doing it.
It's not that big a deal. But herein lies your issue. Like at the 1A level, you're committed to 12 games no matter what.
Yeah,
right?
They'd have to shorten the season.
It's got to stop.
Yeah,
you can't play that many football games when
it's going to be mid-February. Yeah,
you get to a 4 playoff game thing on the back end, or a 5 if you're a bye team. So no. There's a finite amount of games, which means you have to draw a line of when you start the season and when you end the season.
Right. Dave and I were talking earlier because I was more angry. Dave wasn't as angry. UConn is not having a spring game, which kind of blew my mind.
You should get used to this.
So that's what he said. So do you think that's going to be the norm? Because if players ball out, then they're going to transfer.
Okay. A couple years ago, and I'm sitting in one of these FCS head coaches meetings, and these guys are talking about spring scrimmages, okay?
Yeah,
with 1A teams. Now they're having this conversation after we had a 45-minute argument, or not an argument, just more like a pissing and moaning session about how all our kids are getting coached and how they have recruiting departments at 1A schools for FCS programs. I'm like, okay, so you guys, instead of having a spring game, you guys want to go play the 1A school that's going to poach your kids and give them a evaluation.
Right, like so what Colorado and Syracuse are going to do, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, like
yeah,
you guys do that. If you guys want to do that, you go ahead. You tell them, I'll be Maryland's down the road, and I'm telling you to kiss my butt. I'm not doing that. So,
oh my God, I can't believe that was brought up.
It died.
Thank God.
But when you're talking, basically, now that the players aren't really players, okay,
they're employees.
They're
employees.
They're quantitative individuals with aspects.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, very much so.
Now, if you get to hang around that quantitative individual with aspects, you know about them, you know what they are, what they might be, how they act, and all that stuff, right? You put that, every time you put that in front of someone else, they get to evaluate that. Maybe
exactly.
Like that. Don't. Why would I put these players out there?
Yeah.
So you can pick who you like.
You're picking because
this is how it goes. I lost the kid to a blank school.
Yes.
Right? But I know that I lost him, and I also know that the guy coaching him, he don't like him, and I can get him more money than he can get there, blah, 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 blah. Right? Well, I'm watching the spring game to see how he's progressed this year, whether or not I want to go back after him.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to see spring games anymore.
Can you see? God. Do you think that they could still do that by like taking clips from Exos and making their own little thing to send to coaches? Could they still do that with just spring practices anyway?
You can log in and do it. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it's certain programs. Coach is going to let you take your film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Certain programs they're not going to let you take your film.
Got it.
Just depends on. Try getting something out of Alabama.
Right.
Go on. Try. The ghost of Nick Saban will get you, I guarantee. Anybody that's come out of that, the veins of that, yeah, they got a little bit of that. Okay, so yeah, but the kids figure out a way. Seriously, I'll go watch film, blah, 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 blah. They'll figure it out. But those little clips, that's a lot different than watching a live game-like scenario. And if I lost a kid and he went to blank school in August, this is how I get to see him in the spring to see how he developed.
Exactly.
We used to talk about kids like, hey, kid, well, I tell a guy, look, we don't have any spots for him. Let him go somewhere else for a year and let him redshirt there. Right? Let him live there.
That's what I heard.
And then we'll go get him. Right? Now we're going to do it with an evaluation in the spring. No. Every guy who's smart is going to figure out It's either how to protect the ones that you want to protect, or it's get rid of the ones you want to get rid of.
Right.
And I hate saying this. Like, I hate talking.
No, nobody does. It's just frustrating.
But
it's not college football.
Adapt or die, right? Adapt or die.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Coach Ambrose was one of my coaches at UConn.
I feel sorry for you, Coach. I apologize.
No, you know what? I love you a little bit more because you should really. Like, don't get me wrong. I would hug Steve right now.
He would.
Hugging is not what I wanted to do with Steve when he was in school.
Absolutely not. Unless it was two hands really tight around just a certain part of the body. Yeah. And I came in here late. I apologize. I had to take some care of some stuff down at my store. But these last 5 minutes of listening to how exciting sports are again, I mean, it makes it so worthwhile being in the business. It sounds like
his brother just got the head coaching job at Albany.
Oh, no kidding.
It's
nice.
Very
great
exciting.
things.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's so happy. He said he wasn't thrilled about wearing purple, but he's going to wear it with pride.
Okay, so I've had this thing that I would, if I had my dream, like what would you like to do for a job? Well, I always wanted to coach in the South where it was warm. I went to Connecticut and froze my butt off for 8 years. But I said, I could do anything. I said, the only thing I really never wanted to do was like go work at a school where I had to wear purple every day. I don't think I just don't. And then my brother goes to like the purple school. I'm not working anywhere right now, and I can tell you, I'm going to rep the hell out of this. I'm going to be the purplest effort. Oh, it's my little brother. Oh yeah, purple people leader right
here. So you just wiped off Northwestern, Alfred,
LSU,
ECU. My wife would love. She goes East Carolina. We love the Carolinas. We love them. Yeah. Go coach at ECU. I go, they're purple, and she just looks at me. She's like, suck it up. Suck it up.
It's great.
I didn't even know, where are you living now, Coach?
I don't know where we live now. We're currently living in Laurel, like outside College Park, because I worked there last year.
Oh, that's Maryland. Okay, that's right.
But my mom lives out in Western Maryland, and my father passed in October.
Right.
She's out there all by herself, so we're gonna go hang out with her for a while. And with that, my son plays football at Shepherd University in West Virginia, so it gets me another hour closer to him, and it'll be a cool summer. How's
he been doing there? He
was doing well, and then last fall buggered up his ankle really bad, enough to have surgery, and he's rehabbing, and it's spring ball, and he's, how you're like rehab, but you're not back for spring ball. You're still trying to do it. So he'll be ready by the fall, but he's pissing and moaning the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's tough to come back from. Dave is also a UConn guy. He played before us for Coach Jackson and Skip Holt.
What years?
92 to 96. So Jackson and Skip Holt. Jackson just passed away, actually.
I heard that.
Actually, a few weeks ago.
Did you ever play Towson in Memorial?
Yeah, we played Towson when I was a redshirt freshman. We played Towson.
We beat you in
overtime. They had a great running back. They
They always was
it in overtime because you guys dropped the ball in the end zone.
What was his name? The running back you guys had there. Oh, maybe that's right.
Tony Vincent.
What was it?
Tony Vincent.
Yeah, he was great. Big guy, right?
Big guy. And the quarterback was Dan Crowley, played in Canada for like 10 years.
Okay.
Oh, right.
See, my memory's going. I just remember that was when I was a redshirt freshman. I played fullback. I played a ton in that game.
What number were you?
I was 36.
I was calling plays for top. Like I was.
Oh, okay.
I'm 3-0 against UConn. I hate saying that. And I'm a like. Look, I don't have any UConn stuff. I still look for this to wear blue. Like my son calls Connecticut home.
Listen. I will call Chris Thesitis and make sure he sends you some UConn gear.
Thank you.
I
really don't have it. I have not worn it. My son, when Shap went back to UConn with Chris.
Yes.
At Christmas time, I called him and I go, "Hey, can you get my kid a sweatshirt, please? Like he's my kid is such a UConn junkie.
Yeah.
And like, so Maryland, Maryland plays UConn this year, and he's just like this. He won't say one way or the other. Like he loves UConn too much.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. He's a UConn junkie. Was he like, I know he was younger, but was he like that when you were there?
Well, that's why he was born there.
He was born there. I know.
So,
right.
Okay. So in the what's that bowl we played up in Canada, whatever that was. So
the international bowl. Yeah.
Me and Donnie Brown and my wife, my son's like on my shoulders, like a baby.
Yeah.
So he thinks that we left when he was about 4, I think. Kind of the mythology of New England.
Yeah. No, that was that. Those were some great memories, and it was amazing too. You guys, always kept the staff pretty much intact. You didn't lose a lot of guys. A lot of guys stuck around, and that was so huge. That made such a difference, and now that doesn't even happen.
Not as much, but I give Coach Moore a lot of credit. He's done a great job.
He has. He has.
Great job.
He has. I wanted to ask you, because I watched the documentary again. I wanted to get your thoughts on the Michigan sign stealing incident. Okay. After watching that documentary, I laughed. I laughed. Because everyone does it. Everyone tries to do it.
You want a documentary about recruiting in the 90s and 2000s?
Yeah, right. This is what we're doing, a documentary.
Okay, say we didn't steal signs. Okay?
Yeah.
By the end of the first quarter, we got the signs.
I always said I didn't
need a camera or anything.
I knew it was coming.
Okay, here's one. Yeah, you guys are big in football. And Grant Udinski, you heard that name?
Yeah.
New OC for the Jags, right?
Jags, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can blame Randy that we didn't take his boss.
Oh, good. I will do that.
I recruited the hell out of that kid. Love Liam. Love him to death, right?
Yeah.
Randy said no.
Yeah.
And then Liam went to UMass and tore it up.
Wow.
But anyhow, Grant Udinski. Okay?
Yeah.
Grant Udinski went to Davidson out of high school. He's a super nerd. Played football in high school, was okay. Super nerd guy, really smart. My defense coordinator, Matt Hagman, comes to me and he goes, "Hey, this kid wants to transfer." Right? I'm like, okay. I look at his film, like, dude.
Really?
No. He said, come on. He's a guy. He's like, why? He goes, he's a 4-0.
Yeah.
So the kid comes and he plays, and he's on scout. He was a great kid, nice guy and everything. His last 2 years, he is legitimately the smartest football player I've ever coached.
Really? Smarter than Thunder Dan? Really?
Say it, Danny. I'll get pissed off. I don't care.
That's all right.
He should. First of all, he should have been like a scientist, like a rocket scientist. Like
he should be working at NASA.
So I turn around and he's in the game, and I go, "Matt, what the hell are you doing?" And all of a sudden, tackle for loss.
Yeah.
And he is an undersized, understrength.
Yes.
So finally, he goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "Rob, he's the smartest kid ever." And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I figure out that he is dissecting when he plays. He dissects the down and distance and the players he's going to play against and how they play.
Wow! All at once.
Senior year, he was second in tackles for loss, and he is a physical nutter.
Wow!
But never started because he's a second team guy. Yeah. Couldn't start him. Matt, why aren't you going to start him? I'm looking at this kid like he's Phil Necro, like knuckleball pitcher. We're going to hit him. Like, I don't understand this. I go, Matt, why are you not playing this guy? He goes, well, we can't play him the first 2 series. Why not? Well, he steals their signals.
He needs to see it. He needs to see the signals.
Yeah. And he's so smart that it's done. Smart.
Just like that.
Imagine a defensive end coming to a head coach to tell him something to run on offense.
It's crazy.
Imagine said head coach actually doing it.
Yes.
That's how smart that kid is. That's why he's amazing. 25 years old or whatever and is going to be the OC for the Jags.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. I stole your stealing signs.
Wow. Well, that blows the stealing signs story away.
Yeah.
He would do it within the first 2 series. I mean, this
really wanted to steal. Like, if you're going to do it, I mean, it just depends on how black ops you want to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like the Michigan guy was going to other games and dressing in disguise and gear.
Genius
to do it.
That was genius.
Yeah, Frank thinks that all
Frank,
the other
so
coaches.
you think that's genius, right?
He thinks they're just mad that the other coaches didn't think of it first.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, hold on. We've all thought about it.
But you never implemented it. I got you. You're sane. You're sane.
But if you think this part is genius, you think that was genius with the things? Okay, I shouldn't tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. We're going to change topics. I'll get in trouble if I tell that story.
Okay.
I got a story that just came on the news today or tonight about a Michigan coach stealing. He was stealing females' online information. Do you happen to hear that? Did you hear that, Shirley?
serious?
Yeah.
I actually know who this guy used to work for the Ravens.
Yes. He used to work for the
I
Ravens.
spent a lot of times with the Ravens.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I don't know him, but I met him obviously
Right.
a long time ago. When I heard the story, it's kind of one of those stories. Like, I don't want to look at the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like a bad human if I look at this. If I read all of this,
Somehow you're a coach. Don't you feel like you're tied in somehow because he's a coach? You're a coach. You sort of rubs your
somebody
skin
going to take him away? It's like the Gong Show. Can you just hook him? And the people, there's like a
20
million
years.
people
20
with the
years.
Gong Show.
Oh,
he went in and hacked. He hacked online. Other people's information. He had 2
It's
girls.
not like pedophilia, but it kind of almost is.
Yeah, it's
He's
almost there. I thought his name was Sand, and then the rest of it I didn't. But so he hacked the girls' information.
You guys have a happy topic to talk about?
No, this makes me happy because we're outing someone. So he gets the girls' information at Michigan, then it grows from there. He has hundreds of young college females, hundreds of, and he has like rating systems. He hacks into their he broke in and decrypted the passwords to get in to these sites that they're on. And he has all their emails and their text messages. It's insane.
It sounds like a great guy.
It's insane. It's like the Ted Bundy of the new verse.
Wow. Ted Bundy had charm.
and Ted Bundy combined.
Ted Bundy had some charm and personality. That's crazy.
Yeah, they loved him.
Wanted to. What did you think of? I was really surprised the Vikings didn't sign Sam Darnold. He ends up going to Seattle. Were you surprised by that move? Do you think the Vikings should have kept him? You really thought they should have went with McCarthy?
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
Because
I've coached against JJ, and while he was the best player in the Big Ten when he played, I'm best quarterback in the Big Ten. I'll give him that.
Really?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That year, his last year, without a doubt.
Yeah.
He is he is in no way ready. So
right.
What does this mean? How high did JJ get drafted?
He was 10th. I thought it was a big reach when they reached for him.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So
got to play him.
You got to play him.
Now, with that being said, so we have to play him, right?
We try.
Welcome to the new college football.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly it.
UConn, we dealt with it last year.
Oh, that's what infuriated me because
the Fagano was the better guy.
We talked about it today. Yeah,
to death. You know,
I was on the defense at Maryland.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I knew the kid. I knew the kid all the way through high school.
Right.
And I actually coached against Fagano.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's right. Because he was at Maine. That's right. Oh, well.
Hold on. Now back to Steve. What you said. How many schools what's his Evers?
Evers. Yeah.
Yeah. Evers. Right. How many schools does he transfer from?
This
is his third. I think
his
third school.
I was just furious because they go into spring practice. This guy, he, won probably 6 games. Evers started 5. He lost the majority of them. He got hurt 3 times. Nick wins the bowl game. I thought he should have gotten a chance.
Quite a few of the games. He won a few games.
Oh, I know he did. I know he won the majority of them. I thought he should have gotten a chance going into spring practice as the starter. That's what irritated me. They said it's going to be an open quarterback.
But they're like,
yes,
has money attached to it now.
It does. Yes.
So, right. And they would have to then pay Fagano, right? So if he came in as a starter, they would have to pay him.
When we talk about this, and then we're talking about the money and all, and
you're right.
Interesting little games.
You're right.
And they does what we do right now is equipped to play that game well.
Yeah.
To do that correctly.
Yeah.
The league 100%. Above us is how long has the NFL done?
Right. Plus they have the cap and all that.
Salary cap. Yeah. Right? The Players Association.
Yeah, I was an NFL agent for 6 years. Like it was, everything was for the most part, not marketing stuff, but like everything was, it was structured contract, what you would do, what you negotiated with the players. Even if the player fired you as your agent, there was a process for everything.
Yes.
Yes, there were people that circumvented things here and there, but there was still a process on everything, right? So you knew kind of for the most part what was going to happen, what wasn't going to happen, what guy was going to get paid. Even when you're signing free agents, you knew what the range was going to be. You knew where your player kind of stood, and so that's the big difference. It's just complete Wild West. And
that's that's it. That's exactly what Wild West.
Yeah.
No rules.
No,
hold on.
Not at all. And they don't want rules.
Play on Saturday.
And you can't get Pandora's box back. Once it's open,
no, they can't put it back.
So everyone's like, like I said, this is Steve.
Put the cork back in.
Yeah, so the first, because Congress has already weighed in on this, and the Supreme Court has weighed in. So if you then went and tried to put some part of the genie back in the bottle, they're just going to sue, and the NCAA is not going to be.
They're going to win. Yeah,
they're going to win. They're not going to be able to be equipped financially to handle all the lawsuits that would happen. So that's what happens when you don't plan. They could have did this over years better.
There was no planning,
no vision, no plan, and just enjoying raking in the money off the backs of kids.
Right.
What was a good idea at one time blew the F up.
It did.
And instead of look what we did. How do this is only going to get bigger. What should we do this right? No,
right.
Look what we got.
Yeah. Did you think Joe Figiano, did you think that he was a good quarterback, great quarterback, or you did? Okay.
Who's the kid who played at Minnesota this year that was played at UNH?
Oh, the kid that transferred. I can't remember his name. I just know him.
Like if Fagano wouldn't have got hurt, like if he'd had a little bit of protection before, and should be told, let's be honest. I love everybody back home at UConn, but it's hard to get a bunch of really good wideouts to go to UConn because who the hell wants to catch balls in November? Like I love Kashif Moore. I love Kashif Moore. I said right. I love Marcus Easley. Like I have some more, but guys that don't care and did it anyway. It's hard to get guys to do that. It really, really is. So when you're throwing the ball around in New England, it's impressive. If you can the kid's good. He is good. And I'm not taking anything away from the Evers kid. I watched it. He was a good high school quarterback. And he needs to be in the right system to be successful.
Exactly.
That's just all there is. And nothing, no dollar figure is going to change that. That's training. But Joe's a good ball player.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I like when they did the play action passing with him. He wasn't the best at the 3-step game, but he got the ball downfield. He didn't make mistakes. He had 20 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Granted, 6 touchdowns came against Merrimack, but I still think that they should have he shouldn't be looking over his shoulder. I wish they would have given him a chance to go in as the starter just to see what he could do. They got the running game, they got the offensive line and tight ends, and that's what I had wanted to see. And I was just disappointed when Moore had said, "Oh, it's an open competition. Whoever comes out of it, we're gonna go with. And you're right, and because Nick's getting $150,000 a year, they're going to do everything they can to give him every opportunity to play.
And with that being said, how many games did they win last year?
They won 9.
Somebody should throw a parade for Jim Mora. Somebody should throw a parade.
I agree. I agree. The only issue I had, now they played a schedule that against teams they're competitive, teams they could play with 100%. They didn't. The only team they beat with a winning record was Buffalo, but they had 7 home games. They did the schedule right. They got the 9 wins. But just with Evers, it was stop and start, and he never could get going, and they just wouldn't commit to Joe. And Joe would come off the bench. He'd have a great game, and then he'd go back to the bench. So I would have liked, and this is his 8th year of eligibility, which even still blows my mind.
Is that really what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they said it on the website.
I swear to God. I think when I was 30, I coached against Joe Fagano.
Yeah, it's his 8th year. It's his 8th year. It's his 8th year.
Come on.
And now they said
I'm 40. Joe's 42. He's a very experienced quarterback.
And Jesus. And now junior college doesn't count towards eligibility.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, that's wild. This is going to be a wild, wild time. I'm telling you.
There's no way. There's no cap.
I remember when they thought Chris Wanke was old when he was playing.
He was 28. Yeah,
but
now it's going to be the norm.
But there's no cap. I mean, you've got guys that are making a higher salary than the head coach coming in and playing. I mean, how do you as a staff handle that? I mean, after a while, the kid's going to tell you go fuck yourself because, hey man, I got my money, right?
Yeah, do something about
it.
Right.
And
do something about it. And what's the administration going to do?
They're not going to do anything.
Not anything, right?
Well, hold on. First of all, you got to build a contract. You have to build a contract, right?
Yeah.
And as Steve alluded to earlier, some of these contracts are going to be signed by kids who are uneducated.
Yes.
Contacts were written by sharks.
Yes.
That's already happening now.
It is.
Then you get an NIL deal. I got you that deal. I get that money. This is like AAU agent type things happening.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like 2010.
Even more so because there's really like the AAU agent was limited to what he could do. Now they're completely limited to what they
do. Okay. So what do you do with the kid? It's easier to some degree in college than it is in the NFL. When the guy in the NFL looks at you and goes, I'm making $26 million a year, why the hell do I need to listen to you?
Yeah.
And there's no real argument for that.
It's going to be insane. Wait till Saudi Arabia figures out what American football is. They're bringing hundreds of millions of dollars to control American sports.
At least in the NFL, that they have a draft scale. Wherever you're picked,
right?
You're limited to where you're picked, and the money's the same. So there's not much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is there a chance the NCAA can institute a cap on everybody across the board?
I don't think so because they've lost in court.
Well, no, they're going to get everybody money. It's just that we got to cap out the school. Where does it stop?
That's the thing. It's not going to.
In reference to coaching, there's one way you deal with it. The kid looks at why should the kid now when he's a pro and he's making $26 million, because there's no college kid that's gonna make $26 million.
No.
But when the 19 to 20-year-old has that conversation with you, you just turn and look at him and go, you like that money? Is that gonna last the rest of your life? Because if you don't listen to me, you're not gonna make any more.
Exactly.
If you listen to me,
you'll
make a ton more. So, and like I'm on your side, I'm trying to help you. That kind of conversation can happen. It can happen with a 19-year-old. The reason I didn't go coaching the NFL is because of Danny. Yeah, I'm using the league for a couple of years, and I'm like, so what do you think? He's like, you're just like all these guys. It doesn't really matter. He goes, you're gonna choke somebody out. And I'm like, what do you mean?
He said that to you?
Yeah, some of these guys don't love it. Like they just do it for the money.
Oh, 100%. Right? Yes,
you'll kill them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I'll kill him. I was not a very calm guy. Like, I'm much better suited for that now. I'm like, all right, you can just be a jerk. Go ahead, be a jerk. I don't care.
Coach, you were emotional, I wouldn't say you weren't a calm guy. You're just emotional. Just a little emotional. That's all.
I'm married a therapist.
Yeah, that's why you do it.
Full-time therapist.
Oh, well, another banner episode of Moneyline. This has been great. I have to thank.
Is this what so you guys do this all the time? This
every Monday night. Yes. Every Monday night.
Every hour of the day, Coach. Every hour of the day.
A political show on right after this.
Yeah.
That's the whole woo-hoo.
It gets ramped up more.
It gets ramped up. It gets ramped up.
And I talked to two people today. Jamal Lundy, he wanted me to say hello, and Sean Mulcahy, he wanted me to say hello.
Where is Sean?
Sean is in Westport still, Westport, Connecticut. He kind of.
I thought you were going to say Sean is in jail.
No, he kind of had a rough stretch the last 4 years with his job. Yeah, he lost his job. He's got 3 kids, and he's really trying to get another job and rebuild his life. He went underground, like no social media, nothing. He cut off most of his contacts. He had me blocked.
Which was a smart move.
Well, that's probably
massive. Yeah, 90% of people have me blocked. I know. But he called me and left a message, and I called him back, and it kept going straight to voicemail. And I figured out he had me blocked. So I had the *67 call him, and he finally answered. But yeah, I talked with him. Oh, Razul Wallace wanted me to say hello.
Raz, oh my God! All right, please.
I once I started the podcast, I've talked to everyone.
That's really cool. It is really cool. Like I love this. I love this.
Yeah, no, it's worked out great. And Razul absolutely wanted me to say hi, and Sean, he was psyched that he was going to watch, so he probably watched tonight. And Jamal,
I love you.
You were the man. So did you have Julius Williams, or did he leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so from Georgia.
Yeah, so that's my other sponsor.
Him. Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, great.
He and I talk. Like I try to help.
You do. Oh, yeah. Good.
Jamal's got a couple kids, and
he does. Yes. I saw the kids he had. I sent the film to Colgate and Lehigh, and they want to measure him and see that he's like 6'1". They don't believe that he's 6'1" or 6'2". Yeah, he's 5'10". I don't think he's 6'2". I told Jamal that. I said, Jamal, he's not 6'2". Jamal's like, no, I swear he's 6'2". I said, well, swear on a Bible. He's not 6'2". But yeah, Julius Williams, he runs the Trench Mob in Decatur, Georgia. He works with offensive and defensive linemen. I've watched film. He has some of the best talent I have ever seen. I give him and his staff all the credit in the world. He has 55 kids. They do camps all over the country, 5v5, which is one-on-ones for offensive linemen. And he sent kids on scholarship everywhere. He's got kids at Miami, Florida, Florida State, Clemson, Georgia, you name it, he's got someone there. So he's doing a fantastic job. His next camp is April 6th. And if you would like to become a member of the Trench Mob, all you have to do is go to battleofthetrenches.com. So for the man himself, Coach Rob Ambrose. Coach, thank you so much for being with us. You were phenomenal.
You guys are fun, man.
And the proverbial voice of reason.
I made it a little bit. What can I do?
Who was at the pizzeria. And then there's Coach Schumann.
That's right.
Coach Schumann.
Froze right out. He froze right out.
That's it. I'm there.
So, Coach, just remember, and I get to say it nice and slow because it's on my stream.
That's
when
right.
Life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.